All right, good morning, everybody, from Koh Chang, Thailand. Anyway, we're over here at Klong Prao Beach. It's a beautiful 5 kilometer or so stretch of white sand beach that's kind of in the middle of Koh Chang. Koh Chang itself is, I think, the third largest island in Thailand, and it's all the way over to the east, almost to Cambodia. So it's a very, very popular touristy destination. I've done a few videos from here before, so if you're curious about any more of these after you watch this video, take a look at my Koh Chang playlist, and you can see some of the other beaches and some of the other activities to do on Koh Chang. I love coming to Koh Chang. It's one of my favorite places in Thailand. I mean, that's saying a lot. There's so many favorite places in Thailand because it's most of it's pretty nice. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this beach, and we're going to walk along. This is a 5 kilometer long stretch of white sand beach, and it's kind of right in the middle of Koh Chang on the west side. And there's some resorts and stuff like that, and we'll see what it looks like. So let me show you around. So this is what it looks like. It actually kind of looks a little foggy this morning. It's been rainy. It's rainy season, so you get a bunch of rain. I think Koh Chang itself gets like the third most rain in Thailand. So when you come here during rainy season, be ready for a little bit of the wet stuff. But this is the view that I get to see this morning. And the tide is probably about 3/4 of the way out. It'll be coming in here, mid-morning or so. And you can see out on the horizon, there's a few smaller islands off. It's kind of cool. There's one island over there that looks like it has just one tree on it. And the way the Thais name things, they always kind of creative. I'm sure it's probably called like One Tree Island or something like that. All the way down to the very far southern part of this beach. This is the village of Klong Prao. This is where the beach gets its name from, is from this little village. And it kind of goes inland a few kilometers right here, and it crosses the main road and stuff like that. Now you can come over here to this island, and there's resorts up this river. You can't come over to this island, but up to this river, and there's a few resorts. You can see that wooden building up there that's kind of sticking up above the trees. So anyway, I stayed at that one. That's the Anna Resort, and they have little canoes that you can take from there, and you can come down this river, and you can come down to the beach. Now right here, this is Koh Chang Seafood, and it's a pretty big operation, and then they have tables and stuff set up, and there's a few other restaurants along the river, and there's a little road that leads inland over here. So this Koh Chang Seafood looks really nice. Looks like it'd be a good place to come. Now what I think is interesting is right here. This all used to be a beach on that other side. It was actually like kind of a little private beach over there, but they've built this resort. They've hauled in these big rocks, and now it's a big kind of fancy resort. So the beach is mostly gone. There's a little bit here on the outside of the rocks, but during high tide you can't see it at all. Let's walk up and look around, and I'll show you some of the resorts and stuff like that. During high tide, most of this is gone. Most of this is underwater right here. You'll still have kind of the high water mark. You can see like the sea berm up here. That'll all still be here. Now if you stay up that river, there's places that you can go up and do like firefly tours at night. You can drive up into the trees on a boat and hopefully see some of the little fireflies up amongst the trees. But it's kind of cool. It's fun to go paddling down the little river. And then right here, kind of where these the two beaches come together, this one here and that little private beach that used to be there, there's people come out here and do some of the little paddle boards and stuff like that. I guess they get some good currents right there. The sun's not up yet to burn this little bit of fog off yet. Now Klong Prao Beach is kind of the second major beach you come to. It's about 5 kilometers away from White Sand Beach, which is the main touristy hub. White Sand Beach is where most people go. It has the most nightlife, the most amenities, has a bunch of restaurants, all of that. And then if you go further south, the next beach to the south, I think is what they call Kai Bae. And then you have White Sand Beach, or not White Sand Beach, but Lonely Beach further to the south of that. Those are the main beaches on this side of the island. There's several small little beaches that you can go to, but the most people go to are here, White Sand Beach and Lonely Beach. And Kai Bae has a little town also. There are a few people out. I can see 6 people on the beach this morning. One lady here exercising, another lady doing selfies while she's walking along. So you can see down here, here's the water. And the sand is fantastic. It's this nice white sand. Which I really like it. Some of the sand you'll see here, most of it on Koh Chang will be the white sand, but some of the beaches nearby will be those little, like the brown sand, which more of the rocky. But here it's white sand, it's just perfect for walking on. The water's not as clear right now. It's been storming really, really hard. And the water is a little rougher, but they have quite a few storms that have been kind of moving in. I almost didn't come to Koh Chang because of the weather. They had so many storms. Like coming over here, it was raining so hard you couldn't even hardly see. And I almost like, let's cancel the trip, and I decided to keep on coming anyway. And I'm glad I did. I always like coming to Koh Chang. Now right here, this is the Klong Prao Resort. And it stretches along here for, I don't know, like 300 or 400 meters. It has a nice pool right here. And it has a restaurant. The restaurant's right there with the white roof. And it has the little bungalows, and it has a bunch of stuff. And it's probably the biggest resort right here on this part of the island. I don't know if the ones up to the north are bigger, but this one seems to be the most most affordable. Maybe the Koh Chang Resort up ahead might have some lower prices, but this is pretty reasonable. We're actually staying here, and we're getting a room here for 1,189 baht a night. That includes breakfast, which I like to get breakfast with my rooms when I stay here, just so you don't have to go searching for something to eat first thing in the morning. You can just get that taken care of and then go about your day. But the restaurant's pretty nice. Come here and you can watch the sunset and have some dinner. This is on the west side of the island, so the sunsets are the best from here. And you do get some pretty nice sunsets. The sunrises, you'd have to go over to the east, and there's not too many beaches on the east side of Koh Chang. There's Long Beach all the way down to the south, and then there's the little beach that's kind of hidden that has the Franco-Siamese War Memorial on it. And I went all the way down there in another video, like, I don't know, it was about like 10 months ago or so. And it was fantastic. That was probably the best video, like as far as like just traveling through, go down through the jungle, and got to see a cool beach that like nobody was at. Here's some more of the Klong Prao Resort. Yeah, this beach gets its name, Klong Prao. That's the name of that canal that I showed you at the very start. Klong is like canal or kind of like river. And Prao, I think, is just somebody's name. And that's where it gets the name of this beach. Lady exercising. Got a little boy that he's wanting to do some swimming already this morning. This beach, you do get a few shells. So if you're a beachcomber, you can come out and you can find some nice little shells to take home. There's not any rocks. It's just this sand and shells. And over here, this is still the Klong Prao Resort. And you can see kind of inland of the island, it has the mountains. Koh Chang is so green. I think it gets actually like the third most rain in all of Thailand. I think I read one time that it gets like 8 meters of rain a year or something like that. It's just insane how much rain it gets. Can't remember exactly, but it's a lot. And I've been here before where the roads have flooded, but it was the one time. There was a bunch of mudslides on the hills, and it was kind of funny. We went up the road and they had it blocked off because of the mud. And I was on a motorcycle. We just drive right up to the equipment that's working to clear the road. It's so tight. They're like not even batting an eye. It's like, hey, here's this guy on a motorcycle riding through the site where it's all blocked off. Because the other motorcyclists were doing exactly the same thing. It's Thailand. If you're on a motorcycle, you can kind of go anywhere at any time. This beach here is a little further to the south, but you can take a song cow if you come across the ferry. Okay, we've passed the Klong Prao Resort now. They have like a little, looks like a little coffee shop, has some other stuff inside of it, and then it has a vacant lot right here. And then these shade trees. Yeah, this beach is so nice. Oh, and it looks like it's starting to rain just a little bit. Got a lady here with the umbrella. Well, if it just sprinkles like this will not be a problem. If it comes down to the serious downpour, I'll have to seek shelter. Just look out there. It has that little cape that goes out into the ocean. And that's kind of what separates this beach from White Sand Beach. It's further to the north. White Sand Beach is where most people stay. It has so many restaurants and all of that. And I came through here a couple times during all the lockdowns, and White Sand Beach was empty. This beach was empty. There was nobody hardly on this island at all. But now all that stuff has been pretty much released. So if you can afford the airfare to get here, because airfares are quite expensive right now, but Thailand's a great place to come. The prices are pretty low as far as like accommodations and all of that. So if you can get here, you can still get some discounts on the rooms. I mean, I don't think my room would normally be as cheap as it is. I think it's more along the 3,000 to 4,000 baht a night range. This beach has higher end hotels than White Sand Beach, and it's really much more expensive than Lonely Beach. Lonely Beach is where the backpackers and that crowd go down. They can get down there and get the rooms for 400 baht a night. But here it's more of the resorts. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is a great way to start a day. You can see the ocean crashing in. And those little islands off on the horizon over there. They do a few tours now, like the boat tours from the Kai Bae Bay or whatever. They have the pier all the way down to the south. The Bang Bao Pier, I think is what it is. And they do a few tours from those boats that go out there to see some of those islands. And I think they even do like whale watching or something like that, or dolphin watching. I don't know what they do. But you can inquire about that if you go down to see that area. And that's kind of a cool part of the island is down south. It's the old fishing village, and it has a long pier that goes out into the bay. And there's seafood restaurants, all of that, the normal Thai stuff. But there's a lighthouse at the end of the pier that you got to go take some pictures of and do the normal touristy thing. It used to be that they had all the fishing boats that would anchor in that bay, but they've since kind of transitioned to where it's just tourism there. So all the old fishing boats have been converted into tour boats. And they did it at the absolute worst time, whenever like no tourists were coming. So I don't know what the fishermen did that, you know, used to have their livelihood going out catching fish. You can't drive a boat for tourists when no tourists come. Okay, so we're here at a next resort. This one's kind of in the middle of this beach. I think this one is called Flora Tele Resort. I think that's the name of it. You can see it's got some more shade trees. And it has the little bungalows down here on the beach. Just a great location. They have private pools. Got a lady over there skimming the leaves off. Have a private pool with your bungalow right in front of the ocean. Yeah, I never hardly go to swim when I'm at a hotel like this in the pool. It's like you have the ocean right there, so all the water you could ever dream of. But, you know, it's not salty, so, and, you know, it's good for the kids if you have a pool. And here's the check-in, the main part of this little resort. And then they have some more bungalows here. The only thing I can see that they're missing is the swings from the trees, or like the little Instagram stuff. You got to build something for Instagram. That's the new generation has to have the little hearts or whatever to take pictures in front of the ocean, so you can influence on Instagram. Yeah, when the tide is in, it gets almost all the way up to the base of these trees. So there's hardly any beach to swim in. Right now, there's tons of beach. You have probably 120 foot of beach right now. Looks like they've had to sandbag up there to keep that little building from eroding. Oh, we got some boys with some life jackets. They're charging the ocean. Looks like 3 of them. Coming up to another resort. Yeah, there's a slight little wind coming off the ocean, but it's not bad. Yesterday in the evening when we got here, that wind was just hammering off the ocean. And it rained so hard. You couldn't even see the road. It was raining so hard. But the forecast calls for more rain today, so hopefully it's not that same downpour. I'm okay with it during rainy season when it rains for a few hours, kind of a, you know, light sprinkle, kind of greens everything up. But those days where it just rains the whole day is not much fun at all. So here's the Koh Chang Resort. And it kind of looks like it's more of the budget range also. It does have the little cabanas, but it has a big tower in the back that's, I think, like 3 stories tall. It's got the discount economy rooms. I think Koh Chang has some building regulations, so nothing can be more than 4 stories tall. So that's about as big as you're going to see on this whole island. They do have the swings. They have the little beach bar right there. We've got a lady here wandering around. And the kids. Looks like they got the 2 boys and the girl, and mom's out there making sure that they don't get up to any anything too crazy. And we're going into another resort here. So this is the Koh Chang Paradise Resort. And this one actually has two parts to it. It has this part down on the beach, and then it has the bigger part across the little road that goes through this beach, the beach road. It has a little tiny water park and stuff over there, and then some more hotel rooms on the other side of the road. And it's one of the newer ones. It used to, when I first came down here, it only had the part on the other side of the road. So they've been able to acquire this beachfront down here. I've been coming to Koh Chang for, I don't know, 12, 13 years or so. So I've seen it kind of grow quite a bit. And it's not far. You can get over here. I mean, 6 hours from Bangkok to here, and so many different ways. You can take the minivans. People rent, hire out taxis to get to Koh Chang. You can take the bus to Trat. You can fly to Trat and then arrange transportation over here to the island. Here's the Paradise Resort. And then getting to the island itself, there's two different ferries that run. There's one that goes from the center point, that's the older ferry, and then I can't remember the name of the ferry that brings you, the main ferry that people bring, that brings people over. But it just drops you off right at the north of the island. During holiday weekends, it's kind of a pain because there'll be so many cars that it takes you quite a little while to get onto the island itself. I mean, I've had to wait like 3 hours before for the ferry, but generally you just pull up, get in line, and then you're the next boat on. Just drive on and drive right off. Yeah, a few more people down at this island, this side of the beach. And you can see they have the little bungalows here for the Koh Chang Paradise Resort. And then over there is kind of the most high-end resort that's started to come into view. It's like the Chai Chi or something like that. We'll get up there and I'll be able to see the name for sure. I think there's like two more little resorts between here and that one. Just a wonderful day. Kind of that drizzle stopped already. And it looks like the clouds are starting to kind of break out. And you can see the ocean. Still has that fog. And the sun still has not popped up over the hill. Yeah, I like to do these walks 6 o'clock in the morning or so. I mean, I'm always up early, so get up, go walk around, start your day, kind of get the blood pumping. When I go to a beach or something like that, I always try to do these morning beach walks. I kind of like it. I think people like to see some of the hotels and stuff that are available for people planning trips. So in the comments, you can tell me what you think. You can tell me if you've been here before or if you see something that you're interested in. Okay, so this little tiny stream is kind of what breaks up the Klong Prao Beach. So that's the southern part. Now we're up on the northern part. There's not much water coming out of it. Probably later on today when it starts raining. Now if you go inland from this beach, that's the little village and stuff like that. They have the Klong Prao waterfall that's right here at this this area, and there's also like an elephant camp. And so you go through and you see the elephants up on the hill, and then there's a place where you can feed the elephants and ride the elephants if you're so inclined. And that's right here inland of this. And along the road there's quite a bit of food. You can get like the roasted chicken, stuff like that along the side of the road. Now this resort right here is called Coconuts. They got the little bungalows here also. And it goes quite a bit inland. There's quite a bit to this resort also. It just doesn't have as big of a footprint on the beach. Looks like everybody's in there doing their breakfast buffet this morning. And the breakfast buffets usually are kind of a Thai food mixed in with some Western food. So you get like toast and cereal and some of the ham and the eggs, and you can get the omelets. And you can see kind of the main building. Yeah, the Coconuts looks nice. And we got us a swing here in the tree. Actually, this might be into the Chai Chet Resort now. I see the little wall now right there. And we got some soy dogs out here on the beach fighting. A three-legged dog is fighting with the other one. He's giving as good as he can get. Yeah, and this goes up into that Chai Chet Resort, and we're at the end of the beach here. And then you got the little pier over there. Some people are sitting out on it. And you can see kind of the resort. This one would be really nice to stay at. Looks like the only drawback would be the beach is kind of just all to the south. And then one more look down at that part of the beach. All right, so the sun finally popped up over that hill and then went right back behind the clouds. Walk around here a little bit more. Got a little boy here jumping in the water. Taking care of the shoes so they don't get washed away. He's got to go put those up there by his truck. I don't think the kids are worried about packing swimming clothes. I think the only things they want to pack when they come to the beach are little trucks like that and shovels so they can just dig like crazy. I guess to be a kid again, whenever all you want to do is go to the beach and dig holes. All right, guys, so that finishes up our little morning beach walk here at Klong Prao Beach. This beach is nice. It's 5 kilometers of nice white sand, and you're out here amongst all the jungle, and you can hear the waves crashing. You have some nice views of the smaller little islands, and you can see parts of the island also to the south and to the north, kind of see all the trees and everything. But this is definitely great. This is a lot of fun. This is in the middle of Koh Chang on the west, and it's just a brilliant beach, one of the best beaches that you will find, and definitely would recommend coming here and checking it out. So if you like the video, make sure you click like and subscribe to my channel. The subscriptions do me the most good, so if you want to support me in that way, subscribe, and it will help me out. It also lets you be notified whenever I post new content. I post a lot of videos, and I just show you things that I see here in Thailand. So if you like that kind of thing, or if you're interested in this part of the world, definitely subscribe so you're notified. And if you want to leave me a comment, tell me what you think. If you've been here before, tell me also, or if you're wanting to know something more, if you want to know about the hotels or how to get here, stuff like that, just leave me a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer you. And like the video, it takes a sec, smash the like button. So 3 things: like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And until next time, from Koh Chang Island, life is a journey. Enjoy.